What's up, everybody? It's Keaton. This is my new channel. I used to have the channel for 14, but instead of using my personal email with that account, I switched it over to this one, which that way me and Justin can both make videos. Today, I'm going to be working on my 2003 Honda Foreman. We're going to be dealing with some cold start and idling issues for this four-wheeler, and it starts up fine when the choke's on, but when you turn it off, it idles for a bit and then it just backfires and dies through the carb. So what we're dealing with is a lean idle mixture, so I'm going to be swapping the stock 38 for a 45 Pilot, which is the one I've just had laying around. I cleaned it up so you can still see through it some. It'll focus, which it won't. But the first thing you do when you're doing something like this is you loosen the air intake boot side hose clamp and then the one on the intake boot. And then after that, you take these two pop rivets out and slide the air box back, and then you take the carb out. Okay, now after you get the carb out, which it was kind of a pain to get out of this one, there's not very much room, you flip it around onto its top and you take out the 4 float bowl screws, and that'll expose the float and the jets. The reason why I'm doing this, I should have done it before, is because my float just got stuck and it leaked gas all over the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and go in there and fix that, and while I'm in there cleaning, I'm just going to swap it out for that jet, which I just got done cleaning. It's not a hard job at all. Let's get this bolt off. Alright, a little change of plans. I'm not able to flip this carb onto its top without having to take the throttle cable and the choke plunger out. The choke plunger is a 14mm, and sometimes they're 12mm. It just depends on which Honda you're working on. So I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to take it over to the bench and pull the ball off of it. Alright, now what you do to take the float out is you get you a pretty small nail and you tap on it in this hole, and you can just push it out, because some of them, they don't slide in. They have a little sort of splining to them where it goes into one of these poles on one of those sides, and then you can just take it out that way and just push it the rest of the way like this. It should fall out. Now that you got your float pin out, the float is completely disconnected. There's nothing else holding it in. You just grab it and slide it out with the needle, and then you clean that, blow some water through it, and then you clean the needle, which is sitting right there. Let me set this carburetor down real quick so it doesn't break. You set these aside. We're going to go with the jetting first. The Pilot jet is the main, which sticks down at the bottom of the bowl there. It gets plugged up more than the Pilot, but the Pilot is the one that sits right here, and then the one down here is the choke jet, which it never gets plugged up. It's freaking huge. And then you see all that dirt down there, that's what causes this stuff to happen. That's why my float got stuck, so I need to get a fuel filter. Okay. So I couldn't find my screwdriver, so I made one out of an Allen wrench. And you just stick it in there. If this works. Oh, my flash went off. Oh well, we don't need it. Alright, so now that you got the jet loosened, just pull it out. Yeah, see, this is a 38. That's way too lean. Focus, come on. Screw it. Alright, now you gotta go get the new jet. Okay, I got the jet cleaned up. You can actually see through it now. Probably not still. But just drop it down back in the hole that the old jet come out of. And just grab your makeshift screwdriver. If you have an actual one, then you can use it. Just take it down in there. Get on it and just tighten it up. Just whatever you do, once this thing stops tightening, or not stops tightening, but once it does tighten, it doesn't take much to tighten these things, so just a little snug. And that's all it takes. Okay, so this thing has been sitting here for like half a minute, and this is what ethanol does to these poor little aluminum carburetors. It absolutely just eats them alive, makes the aluminum corrode, and it's just bad for them. This is why I think ethanol is a bad idea. However, they do make ethanol-free gas, so there's that. Look at that, it's so bad. And you can take the little Q-tip and you can just wipe all this stuff off. It's stupid. That's why seafoam, they make seafoam. So, got the foot back in, got that new jet in. We're going to see how it runs here in a minute. I'm going to show y'all how to put it back together. Alright, so now you got all the 4 screws put back in and snugged up. It's the reverse order that you put it back in the bike. And if you mess with your idle screw on the Cayenne carbs, it's all the way in until it stops, and then 2.5 turns out is a baseline for stock jetting. Just make sure you have it clean before you even try to do that, otherwise it's stupid. Well, there you go. This carb's rejetted, ready to go back in. Bye-bye.